Thank you very much. Well, good morning. I tell you what, I do this for a living. I stand in front of people and behind a microphone for a living, and I am nervous this morning to do this. This is a big, big day and such an honor for me. So I say to you, President Quiche, beloved faculty and staff, family, board of trustees, alumni, graduates, students, mamas, this Mother's Day weekend. I'm already going off script. Thank you so much for having me here today. How proud I am to stand here with you. Of course, a commencement is to be a respectful occasion. And at the same time, I am one to err on the side of gratitude-inspired celebration. So with that, I say, look at what you have done. Look at what you have made. Look at what you created and manifested in order to accomplish this most valuable of achievements. It is my honor to share in this day with you. Thank you. So when I first received the invitation to come and speak to you today, my response was a speedy and excited yes. And then I panicked. And then I thought, what in the world am I thinking? Alice Walker spoke at my commencement, okay? Since then, the like of Hillary Clinton and Oprah Winfrey have offered their commencement addresses here. What in the world am I going to offer these women? Hello, you're late. You're missing the whole commencement. And I wasn't the only one who wondered what was I going to do. As a matter of fact, there was an alum on Learning that I was invited to speak to you today, and she made it clear on the Facebook, okay, that we had all stooped to a new low by having a, quote, conservative evangelical country singer offer you words. Well, for the record, ma'am, if you're out there today, I do want to say you must have sadly missed your opportunity to learn about actual research during your time here. Because if you had, you would know that I am neither conservative nor evangelical, though I am known at times as a country singer. If I were evangelical, I would be offering you prayers right now. So yes, I have had to get in touch with my star player, as we say, and not let that doubt creep into my heart. And it was then that I thought of it. It was then that I thought of the one thing that those brilliant, successful, accomplished, inspiring women who spoke before me did not have, besides a few Grammys, is that I am one of you. And I love it. I am one of you, and I know what it means to try to front-load your finals week with as many as you can in order to finish early. I know what it is to look at the clock and know that if I'm still writing my paper at 4 a.m., I might as well resign myself to staying up all night. I know what it is to walk into the dining hall as a first year and look at the senior table and be intimidated. And what it is to be a part of this community so close and so closely that I know the names of those ladies working in that same dining hall. I know what it is to help my friend up the long stairs of Rebecca to her room when she's overserved herself. And to remember being helped at times up those stairs myself. Yes, I'm looking at you. I'm looking at you, Wendy. I'm looking at you, Olivia. I know what it is to cross my fingers and dip my hand into the dorm room lottery bowl and pray that I or my roommate gets number one, which she usually did. She was actually very lucky, thankfully. And I know that right now, if Martha Reese were here, she would be sitting behind me with a notepad ready to count any ums that I might say during my address today. You have to let her know that I said that. She's in Mexico being fabulous. So, with all of this, I proudly say, hello, sisters. Thank you so much for having me. So let's get right down to it. Now what? Ladies, now what? I remember being in your place some 20 years ago and thinking, this is amazing. I can do anything I want to. And then suddenly, this is terrifying. I can do anything I want to do. You might feel that way. But I have learned that there can be a disconnection between what I want to do and what I want to be. And that it is important that we honor both. So let's talk about that a minute. And let me simply cut to the chase here. What kind of woman do you want to be? Not what do you want to do for a living or with your life. What kind of woman do you want to be? Because I know what kind of women I want you to be. I want you to be fearless dream warriors. I want you to be the boss ladies of your own lives. I want you to live authentically in your truth. I want you to be so in touch with your truth that nothing can pull you off of your path. I want you to live in the marrow, in the richness, to walk the edge of the knife called life. I want you to be changelings. All the time change. I want you to be flexible to change in knowing that stasis does not equate to safety. If there is something you don't like, change it. Period. Be kind, compassionate, empathetic, but live authentically and without apology. Calcification makes one brittle. Brittleness makes one more likely to break. Bend, sway, dance, never break. Now, this changing may sometimes hurt people you love, even when you try your best not to. You may even betray yourselves at times. Say you're sorry when you need to, especially to yourself, and then heal, and then keep on changing. I want you to know that life, yes, is beautiful, and that it can be hard. And when it is, I want you to take a deep breath and hold your hand to your precious hearts and know that, as my friend Glennon Doyle Melton says, we can do hard things. We were born for hard things. I want you to be clear and to know that it will be harder for you as a woman to do it all. To have a dream and a job and a relationship and a family. And if you are a woman of color, it will be even harder. I want you to be fierce for yourselves then and for each other and fight to change all of that. Sometimes fighting for each other means showing up and leading the charge in a voice so loudly it shakes. Sometimes white women fighting for each other means showing up and shutting your mouth and let others lead her own charge, okay? The point is that we all show up for each other and we be ready in all the ways. I want you to live knowing that you were born for big days and a big life. I want you to know that when you are asking for something that you want, it is just as easy for that someone to say yes to you as it is to say no to you. And you need to remind them of that in every way that you can. At the same time, it is most important to know very intimately for yourself how to say no. Now, I'm going to tell you right now, this was the hardest one for me, saying no. Know that until you yourself can offer a clear, easy no, your yeses will not mean nearly as much. I'm going to say that one again. Until you can offer a clear, easy no, your yeses will not mean as much. So know your worth and dream. Dream of everything you want. Dream every day. Getting what you want isn't as hard as knowing what you want. Dreaming shows you what you want. I see people every day struggle to find their purpose. Our wants, our desires, our longings, our dreams point the way to our purpose. They're like little signposts. Listen to those wants. Listen to those desires. Dream as much as you can. Sift through it until you find the golden one. And now is a time to do that. Now. There will be so many times, so many offerings throughout your life to make a change. A shift and either further your dream or go after a new one. Ask Dr. Keish here because this is her commencement too. And yes, you must be brave to go after your dreams. You must be brave because the universe requires it. But here is the beautiful thing about the universe. If she sees one spark, one tiny breath of bravery and truth, she will rally around you. I grew up on the corner of two dirt roads in South Georgia. My mama was an English teacher and my daddy was a truck driver. And if that ain't a country song, I don't know what is. I was able to come to this school by the blessing of grants and scholarships and hardcore debt-making financial aid and the sweat from my mama saving money to make up the difference left over. I was a part of the work-study program and began playing out, or gigging as we say, just across the tracks here at Eddie's Attic, and I cannot believe that I get to stand up here today speaking to you and that I get to make music and art and make people feel things and tell stories for a living. I simply had a dream to do it. I kept telling myself and continue to tell myself, do what you have to do in order to be able to do what you love. I want you to know your truth and let the haters hate. Know your worth. Your dreams, again, will help you here. Because you know why? Your haters are rocket fuel. Case in point. Yes, go ahead. We're going to clap for the haters because it's rocket fuel. Case in point, the valedictorian in my high school class was an African-American girl named Saronda Jackson. She is a boss, and she was the smartest girl I knew. She's a doctor now. And we both, however, sat quietly while a teacher in school told each of us that we'd probably be pregnant before ever achieving our dreams. What? Yeah. And that hate entered both of our humble nostrils, and it galvanized us. Don't you tell a woman with a dream what she can't do. Rocket fuel. And the internet is full of it. The internet is a veritable ExxonMobil, grossly overflowing and filling our gorgeous, juicy, oceanic hearts with haters. Yes. If I were evangelical, I would say, can I get an amen? Yes. And worse than hate is hate celebrated in an echo chamber, also known as social media. This is nothing that you don't know. You grew up with it. But there are things we can learn here. For example, the power of conversation. Because see, at its best, social media is a connector and an organizer. We look at the Arab Spring. We look at March for Our Lives. At its worst, it is an echo chamber. We scream our hate into Twitter, and the echo screams back. If you still get on Facebook, which I guess some do, the echo screams back in blog essay form. Lord help us. But what if, instead of screaming, we learn to invite conversation? Conversation changes things. In politics, it's called diplomacy. Ask Obama. He was a master at it. He knew that the quickest way to shut people off from hearing you was to scream at them about how wrong they are. He invited conversation. Rather than preach, sit in a corner and point a subversive finger to the truth as you know it and say, look over there. What do you see? And while you're practicing conversation, I hope you learn the language of pain, because we are deep up in it right now. Pain everywhere. I had an absolute epiphany reading an article by the Black civil rights activist Ruby Sales. Miss Sales was speaking to the spiritual crisis in white America. She explained some of the theology of freedom within the Black church and how that is a heart concept the Black church knows intimately. It is a faith and a people baptized in the language of pain. She went on to say that white people have no such equivalent cultural theology. As a white woman growing up in the Southern Baptist tradition, I know she is right. White privilege made us averse to the language of pain. Let's sanitize it. Let's whitewash it. Right. I look at our political situation. I look at the countless numbers of broken boys with rifles slaughtering people, and I just shake my head. I look at systemic racism, our prisons, our government. This is nothing you don't already know, okay? But somebody better be downloading the Google Translate app for the language of pain, because we are far behind. I challenge myself, and I challenge you all. Let's catch up. Let's look at each other in the eyes and into the heart and ask, where does it hurt? Let's get fluent in the language of pain. Now that's tricky business, because we must learn the language of pain but not lead from the wound. If we lead from the wound, we act out of fear, and there are only two choices from which to act. One is love, and the other is fear. Let's choose love, never fear. Dreams live in the space of love, not fear. But speaking of dreams, everybody is different in how we manifest those dreams. Sometimes a dream is like painting. There's nothing before us, and we start adding paint until the truth presents herself. Sometimes dreaming is like sculpting. We look at the marble and we chip away and remove everything that is not the dream until it emerges. And be noisy. Be noisy about your dreams. As women, accepting the rules and keeping quiet will not ultimately serve you, as I know you have learned here. As it is said, your silence will not protect you nor save you, nor will it manifest your dreams. Be noisy, be noisier. I want you to, yes, you clap for noisy. Yes. I want you to be curious, women. Let your favorite questions be, what if and why not? Instead of why me, why not ask, why not me? Look, somebody has to live her best life, achieve her goals, find love, and fulfill all her dreams. Might as well be you, right? I mean, that's how I look at it. Might as well be me. Might as well be you. Somebody's got to do it. I'll do good with it. You'll do good with it. Might as well be you. Why not me? It should be you living her best life and fulfilling her dreams. Do it. Why not you? So I came here engaging in this ritual today because, well, as an anthropologist, I would say it's because humans have an inherent and exhausting desire to constantly try and imbue meaning with everything with meaning, and one way we ritualize the depth of meaning for transitions is through rites of passage. We walk into the fire one person and we walk out another. You walked into this place a woman in search of knowledge and of a degree that hopefully will teach her how to learn for the rest of her life. I hope you are walking out today more than anything as dreamers. And before I close, I would just like to leave you with a little verse. I would be remiss if I stood up here and didn't at least offer melody to words for one moment. This song is an Irish blessing, and it is my wish for you. It is my wish and hope for Dr. Keisha. She moves on with her wonderful plans for all of you. In the liminal space or with big plans ahead, it's all fantastic. So I celebrate you with this and sing. May the road rise to meet you. May the wind blow at your back. May the sun shine warmly on your face. May the rains fall softly on your fields. And until we meet again, until we meet again, may God hold you in the palm of his hand. Congratulations. Go kill it out there.